a podcast to honor the gods.
This better come with a sacrifice.
Deus Ex Media.
Content and Capable recognises the Indigenous people on the land of which we record this podcast on, the Bowendig people. We offer a respect to elders past, present and emerging, and extend that respect to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people. Sovereignty was never ceded. Welcome to Content and Capable, the New Year's resolution titled podcast that makes you think that maybe you're on a white woman's Instagram. I don't know. We're here, we're back, and I am joined by the wonderful Jem. Hi, Jem.
Hello, how are we?
I'm ready. I'm keen as a bean. I realised I was very far behind in organising myself for this season, and then was like, wait a second, I had all of these amazing guests that I actually just want to have back on the podcast again. So reached out back to you. I was like, yes, I will come. I want you back. And you're like, yes, this is the best thing ever.
Love to be back.
Oh, it's so lovely. How have you been? How's life been since we were last on? Well, since you were last on the podcast.
Yeah, good. I managed to finish up the final 2 shows of my uni degree. I've done a few external little projects, things that we're working on. I'm actually working on a video podcast with one of my friends, and yeah, it's just life's looking peachy. Got some things lined up for later in the year.
That is amazing. How did it feel to finally finish your degree?
It was really good. It was just a weight lifted off. Knowing that I never have to do an assignment again is genuinely one of my favourite things on the planet.
Look, it's so great not to have to write for a uni degree. I don't know what it is about uni degrees that just make it... it just makes the whole writing process worse. I work as a journalist. For a year, I was writing stories. And, it was fine. I was like, this is great. I can write these stories. But if you asked me to write another uni assignment, in fact, I had to help my parents with their uni assignments. I was like, no way. That's not happening again.
Absolutely not. No, just get me as far away from it as physically possible.
Yeah. I don't know. It's a hard one. But it's so nice to be able to... I'm guessing the end of your degree was incredibly practical as well, vis-a-vis doing a lot of shows, actually doing the stuff that you guys have been learning in theory a lot.
Yeah, no, I had a very well-rounded year. So the way that Whopper works is that you basically get 4 slots, and you put at the end of the previous year, you put up, you get all the shows get announced, and then you apply for positions in each of the things, and then our coordinator kind of sorts out where you're going to go. So I ended up with a really nice, I got to do a lot of stuff. I got a lot of diverse projects. I got 2 production management gigs to start off the year. So that was just really good I ended up really liking production management. I was like, this is cool. I like having a little bit of everything, kind of knowing where everybody is. I think I've talked previously about how just Tetris and schedules just worked my brain really nicely, and just how production management was just a really nice niche that I kind of just settled myself in. I just got to work out of the smallest theatre at Whopper, so it was kind of just Gemma's little corner in the beginning, and I just stayed there for 6 months. It was great, doing 3 different projects. It was wild, but it was a really good experience, and it kind of gave me the basic knowledge how to just do it and communicate better and talk about different lighting design stuff, and knowing how much time stuff's needed in a certain theatre, and kind of learning how to adapt through all that. That was great. And then I think this would be after we talked, I ended up deputy stage managing Cats, which is a wild experience. Cats is one of those shows that it's one of those shows that you don't really go near unless you have to, for me personally. But like it was a really good experience to do, and the show that we did subverted a lot of expectations, as they weren't dressing up as cats the entire time. They were like humans, but it was still the same like script and stuff. So it actually kind of worked and ended up being a really great production, and it was a lot of fun, even though it was cats. But like it was a lot of fun, and it's a nice show, and I'm glad that I got to have my last calling gig at Whopper to be that show, because there was a lot of intricate challenges, and there were like 100 odd cues in Jellicle Ball. It was a whole thing.
I was about to say, that's a very complex show technically, from what I understand. I've never seen it. I haven't even seen the movie, which I am now probably going to be harassed to see. Someone's going to kidnap me and make me watch the movie at some point. There's a running joke among a couple of friends here about the movie Cats, so I will be probably forced to watch it next time I visit.
I'm just going to save you the tweet a little bit. Don't. Like, if you're going to watch a version of Cats, watch the original. Like, there are snippets of it on YouTube all over the place. Watch the original one where they filmed like the Broadway one. It's like, do that. Don't watch the new movie. The new movie is fever dreamish and not like an hour and a half that I will ever get back. Just
I can't believe it's only an hour and a half.
Hour and a half, 2 hours.
It's for something that's such a high crime against. Yeah, for such a thing that's such a crime against humanity. You'd think that it would run a little longer.
I think it might be. I don't know.
You're going to really get those crimes in.
I was just sitting there going,
I don't know.
I'm watching this for research, but is it really research?
Is it really research?
And then
You're right. You're very right.
And then I managed to end off my year in the stage management role for Godspell. So that was just a lot of fun. It was an interesting take on the show, and I really enjoyed it. It was good fun, good way to finish off my time at Whopper, and I got to do it with some of my best friends because it just all happened that we all happened to be on that show. So it was just a good way to finish off my time at Whopper, tied in a nice little bow, send it off.
So, what happened? Like, obviously, you finish your degree, you do everything you're required, you get the thing, you do your graduation, walk across the stage, shake the Vice Chancellor's hand, and everything. What happens after you've... Oh, you haven't done that yet?
We've actually got like a last little bit called secondment that we need to do. It's basically 4 to 6 week work placement, and the way that it's tracking, I'm not going to end up graduating properly and walking across the stage until like beginning of next year, and I'm fine with that.
Oh wow!
Yeah, no, it's like you get a full year to be able to do it, and I'm just taking my time. There's no rush in doing it. I'd like to do it sooner rather than later. But like there is no rush. I'm just going to take my time. I'm going to actually be able to do the things that I have wanted to be able to do for the past few years, but I haven't been able to do because I've been at Whopper 24/7. So it's going to be, I'm just taking the opportunity to just take it a little bit slower, a little bit just cool and calm and collected, finish that, and then just continue off. I think the one main thing for me over the past few months is like it's a marathon, not a sprint. It's okay if you don't get out the gates. Like you don't like hit it head on. Like it's so fine. Just being able to celebrate your mates who are doing fantastic things straight out the gate while being content with yourself, heading at your own pace.
Yeah.
And I think that's just, like one of the things I've definitely like learned a lot and like struggled a little bit with, just because it's like all my mates are off East Coast doing fantastic, wonderful things. I'm so proud of them. And then there's just me potting away here, and I was like, I just want to do something.
Hello. I'm still here. It's one of those weird things. Like, I'm such a bull at a gate person. Like, if you tell me I've got a year to do something, I want it done like before January's even started. And it's just so often I have to remind myself that like these things take time.
Yeah.
Like, I haven't really spoken about this huge amount publicly here on the podcast, but when I finished my degree, I basically had to go and find a job. And the problem with journalism is, I'm guessing much like theatre, you need experience to get a job.
Yeah.
But also, you know, to get that experience, you need to be working like in the field somewhere or something. And obviously your degree gives you a level of experience, but not the level that maybe everyone's looking for. And so it was really frustrating at the end of my degree going, I need a job at the end of this. I was unemployed for like 6 months at the end of my degree, which was great to help me focus on my studies, but like I needed to find a job at the end of it all. And you have to take like a cadetship basically. And it's basically like a traineeship. So I took a cadetship and it was supposed to be for a year. Realistically, there were things that happened outside of my control, which meant that my cadetship ended early in the way that I was still employed with the company, but I finished up working as a cadet and started working as a proper journalist. And the way that sometimes you move sideways instead of up, or sideways into like a different aspect of the industry, as you were saying before with, finding out like production management, it's really, really cool and you really enjoy it. I've now started as a breakfast radio producer with the ABC. Woo, I'm so super happy about it. But like, it is a step sideways. And so like, I'm trying to like readjust my expectations and going, I actually don't need to be like, perfect at this the first time. I'm still learning. And also, I can be happy with taking my time. Like there are jobs that will be out there for forever. And I just need to, take my time in developing skills and finishing what I need to finish to be able to move to the next step.
Yeah, no, 100%. I completely agree with that. It's all about just not comparing yourself to a lot of people. And I know that like, I was like talking with some of my musical theatre friends and they were just like, oh, and I was just explaining like, I'm not used to having to compare myself to other people because it kind of just all just happens. We were all in the same thing. We were all going to get a role. Like it's gonna like during our time warp up, we were gonna get a role. It wasn't like fight anyone for it. While in musical theatre land, they're literally like auditioning and like hardcore going for some of these roles, and there's a lot of like happiness and disappointment and excitement. And I'm just like, us in the tech theatre world aren't really used to that because we just aren't really exposed to it. We're not like all that, like it's different. It's like a completely different thing, but it's like the same, like two sides of the same coin. It's learning. So they've had lots of lessons on how to not compare themselves, but like still be like strong in how they are and whatnot. I'm like, I need to learn from y'all. Like it's a weird thing because you don't really think of yourself comparing yourself to another technician until it kind of just happens and you're like, oh, I'm not going at my own pace here. I'm trying to compare myself to you, but you've done all this other stuff and I'm not there yet, and that's okay. Like I've got the rest of my life to learn and to be on these shows and to do all these things. It's okay.
Yeah, I think it's a funny part as well is that like often, and unis love group projects, but like obviously theatre is inherently collaborative as well, and journalism is the same. You are doing a lot of these projects with other people, you're working together, you're all on that level playing field. Like everyone's using their strengths to their best abilities and learning as much as they can. But when you step into the real world, all of a sudden it becomes, there is actually status to this, or you're on your own, like you're just going to chase these stories by yourself now. And it's hard and funny because it's one of those weird things where like when I started, I was like, shit, I've got to do this myself. I've got to chase my own like stories, my own leads. I've got to like write my own stories. People, my bosses are expecting a certain number of stories a day and bits and pieces. That's a lot of requirement on top of me. And then I started at the ABC. And the funny part about the ABC as like a national organisation is that you'd think with thousands of employees, they just go, everyone does their own thing and then we'll produce great content. And it's deeply not the case. Like it is so inherently collaborative. And there's no like real set hierarchy. Like obviously we've got a boss, like an editor that we all report to. But at the same time, it's everyone using their strengths to their best abilities. So I work really closely with like the set of reporters and they help me create a really great breakfast program. And obviously I've got to work really, really closely with the host and we both work closely together. But then, like, if there's a good story, we want to take it for programs, and they want to take it to do their stories. And then, you know, the news bulletins, but also, you know, all of a sudden we get a ring from, you know, Adelaide going, you know, we want the story on the 7 o'clock news. So all of a sudden, you know, we're all like, all of us are working on the story all of a sudden. And I had one of those moments this week where I had a story get published, and I did one of the interviews for it, and I chatted to this guy. And it ended up on, like, the ABC News website, went up nationally, it got shared nationally, and then it ended up on ABC News, like the 7 p.m. bulletin. And then the next day, it was, like, on every breakfast show in the country. And it was like, oh, wait, you know, and it wasn't just me who worked on it. It was, you know, the 2 or 3 journalists, plus, you know, my presenter who was helping me produce it and making sure that quality levels were, you know, and it's just kind of scary that, you know, you can just work really collaboratively. And you forget that when you work in, like, a single workplace, and then you go step back into, like, searching for something or, like, finding a position, and you're like, oh, I'm by myself again.
No,
Sorry,
that was a great diversion. It's an interesting thing to work collaboratively with, like, other tech theatre people, while also, like, working with, like, other performers and taking in, like, their needs and, like, making it all work, and just dump it into a huge pot, stir it up, and just see what happens. Stirring the pot in a good way, not in, like, a making mischief sort of way, just, like, in a positive, we're going to make it work.
What do you mean? I'm always stirring the pot in a mischievous way.
Stirring the pot in a good way.
Yeah, so I suppose it's almost like a gap year for you then. Like, you just take your time, you've only got a couple of things you've got to do this year. Is that like a bit of a culture shock, not being, like, obviously at Whopper all the time? And
yeah, it's really weird, because, like, the past 3 years of my life, I've been in that building more often than I haven't. So it's like, whoa, okay, I've got... so this is, like, I managed to get into Whopper straight out of high school, and I will be forever grateful for that. It was great. I got to just continue it. But it's also the first time in, like, 15 years that I haven't been in a learning institution of any way, shape or form, ever. So it's kind of like, whoa, okay, hello free time, what's this? Or, like, comparing it to an actual uni degree that you don't need to be there 24/7 for. And, like, watching, like, some people that I know, like, get into uni, and they're like, oh, how do you, like, pick classes and whatnot? And I'm sitting here going, I have no idea. I'm literally the worst person to ask that, because we kind of just get, okay, you're going to get these ones, this one, and this one. Apply, enroll, you're fine. So it's a difficult thing, because I'm just like, I don't know how to normal uni. I don't know how to just normal life. It's okay. And so it's a lot of learning, and it's a lot more free time than I've expected than I'm used to, which is weird. But I've been offered a few projects here and there, so that's been great. I've actually got closing night tonight for one of the shows that I'm doing, Blue Room. So Blue Room's kind of like our little, like, independent theatre space, and it helps nurture a lot of, like, up and coming works and whatnot. Tim Minchin's worked there a few times. It's like, it's been around forever, and it's just like this cute little quaint theatre in the middle of Northbridge. It's adorable. We love it. So I'm finishing up. That's I know, amazing. It's great, and it's just kind of like, it's a nice space that encourages a lot of new works, and it has this the program during the summer called Summer Nights, and it basically has, I think there's like 2 weeks of programs. There's often like 5 or 6 performances a night, and it will just be like 13, I think, possibly different shows over the 2 weeks, running for like either 3 days, 5 days, a week. Like, it's just a bunch of just new works that have been created and applied for, and they just kind of like, and they're debuting during Summer Nights. I'm working on a show called Pseudo-Archaeologists Believe That Vikings Made It to Australia. That little mouthful of a show. And it's by the fantastic David Vickman and Laura Liu. David is a very tall Swedish man, and it basically just depicts it's a cultural in-depth like a dive into him being Swedish and him coming over from Sweden. It winds in a ever-present moose, ABBA, and just IKEA, and there's just so much Swedishness in this show, and it's fantastic. And I just get to sit there, watch David do his thing, and then move some sliders on a desk to make sure the lights are all pretty. It's a fun show.
That's great. It's like almost chill, like other than the fact that you're in a theatre and it's inevitably chaotic.
We've had the sound system die on us twice, so that's been great. It's me walking in to do pre-show checks and our lovely technician Hannah going, well, we had to change out the desk again, or we're just needing you to just test these levels again because we've had to change like multiple cables. And I'm like, okay, yeah, have my computer. Let's sort this thing.
I love it.
But no, it's been good. I got to try a little bit of a lighting design as well. So that was like not necessarily something I look into a lot. Like it was definitely, I was like, I can lighting design. And then it was like, can I? And then I did help with it. So I would say that I can now. Success I think. And it was like, oh, I think we should need like, so one thing to know about me is that one of my favorites smells ever is theatre haze. Call me crazy, but it's a weirdly nice and reassuring smell for me because we're about to start a show, or we're doing something with the show, and it's just a lot. It's just an association with a lot of good memories. It's just butt tons of haze. So since by the time this comes out, the show would have closed, so I can tell you this, because that's how this works. The beginning. So David's like over 2 meters tall. Like that's what we're talking, like very tall man sort of such. The way this whole show starts is that it's a haze-filled room. There's some nice cold blue greenish lights, and there's a knock at the door. Like it's a very small space. Like it's essentially just a box. You're sitting in a box with like audience on two sides, and there's a door off to your right, and you just hear a knock. And you're like, okay. But then it's like a lot of knocks, and the usher gets up, opens the door, and David walks in with like a massive moose helmet, like antlers on a helmet sort of set, and it's just crawling around the space and bellows a few times. And that's the start of the show. It's one of the most wonderfully chaotic things I've ever seen in my entire life. Because
I love it.
Because David isn't in the space when everybody walks in, and everybody's like, okay, that's a little weird. I don't know where you're hiding this massive man, but he's not in here. And then the knock at the door just breaks all tension. And the first night that we did it, David didn't hear the acknowledgement of country go off. So he's just waiting outside for something. And I'm sitting inside the room. He doesn't have his phone on him. There is no way that I can communicate to him to start knocking. So the lights are up.
Yeah.
And it is one of the most painfully long minutes of my entire life because I'm just waiting on David to knock, and the lights are up. I can't bring them down because I don't know when David's going to start knocking. So the lights are up, and the entire audience on opening night is just waiting for something. And I have never been more relieved to hear a knock on the door in my entire life because it just broke the tension. It fully just broke it. Everybody started laughing, and I'm like, valid, because there's just a knock at the door. But it's like the second knock is like a very repetitive, long knock, and it just keeps going forever. And then the usher awkwardly gets up and opens the door. And then David just rounds the corner as a moose. I mean, it's fantastically chaotic, and I love this show very much. And since it's only just the two of us every night, like Laura, our director, pops in every now and again just to make sure we're all good, make sure David's good, make sure I'm good. But it just the two of us every night, so it's just like him doing his thing on stage, me doing my thing like backstage. It's cute, it's fun, it's very simple, and I think that's what makes it great.
Yeah. I love that. That's amazing. And it's awesome, like, what cool projects you do get to work on
Yeah.
once you're finished, like, doing all of the learning. It's like, oh, now I can do all the really cool, innovative and weird and crazy stuff that, like, you know, you could think about, but, like, you can't really, like, do when you've got, like, you know, a couple hundred people in a musical theatre / you know, theatre department who need to all be doing a
Yeah,
whole
I
bunch
think
of stuff.
it's definitely like I've done shows at the Blue Room with Summer Nights for the past 3 years now. So it's kind of just, it's been very, I found it very interesting to kind of just see my progression through all of it. It's like being able to understand more and comprehend more and being able to be more helpful in some situations. And it's kind of like, oh yeah, I know how to fix this. But like, if you talked to me during first year, I wouldn't have been able to like do it because I wouldn't have known. So it's
Yeah.
been I love working with the Blue Room. It's fantastic. I ended up doing some of the wildest projects. Like the past 2 years that I've done, the first one I did was the complete book of water skiing. We basically water skied on stage. It was great. And then Jabroni, which was like a wrestling thing. I was like, I almost completed the perfect trilogy
that.
of weird sports. I've been talking to Laura and trying to get her to do a curling show because I think that would just be the perfect final piece with water skiing, wrestling, and curling. I'm like, that would just be the perfect trilogy worth of shows.
Instead of Baz Luhrmann's like Red Curtain trilogy, it's you know, Laura's Weird Sports
It's Laura's
trilogy.
weird sports trilogy, and Laura's done all of them with me. So I'm like, we're doing this together, man.
She's an auteur
Really,
at
I'm
this
just like,
point.
you helped with the other two. Let's make the third one happen because I think that'd be genius.
I won't. Don't even pay me. I will pay to be involved.
Yeah, no, I'm very lucky that some of these shows have given me connections to let me do other projects. Like I fully got the Blue Room gigs through another Fringe show that I did. So Perth Fringe is massive, but Perth Fringe and Summer
Yeah.
Nights used to run as one thing, but 2 years ago, like three or 4 years ago, it split off and just it's like its own separate festival that just ran at the same time. So basically, January, February in Perth is just the place to be if you're wanting any sort of theatre show. Like we got a ton of like for Fringe, there's like burlesque acts, there's like comedians that come, magicians that come. There's a lot of singing shows with some absolute fantastic people. And yeah, it's just an absolute hoot of a thing, and hoot is the best word I can use. And like there's some original musicals, and it's a lot of fun, and it allows Perth to kind of just explode into this theatre crazed spot, and I absolutely love it.
Yeah, it sounds amazing. I actually really think that's amazing.
Yeah.
I actually haven't. It's weird because I feel like Perth and Adelaide do fringes better than like Sydney, Melbourne, and Brisbane. It's like, you know, everyone's been talking to me like the Adelaide fringe is coming up in a couple of months' time. We're talking about it, and as well as that is that like each country town has their own fringe. So like I live in Mount Gambier. We've got like our own fringe, but then like the town 50 k's down the road has their own fringe, and it's just like. It's like there's so much to do. Where do I look? Where do I look?
I think the Perth Fringe is one of the biggest ones. I think it goes like Edinburgh.
Oh yeah.
I think it goes Edinburgh, Adelaide, Perth, as in like the three biggest. It's like it's huge, and it runs from like middle-ish of January through to middle-ish of Feb, and it's just so much stuff. But like it's a good so much stuff.
Oh yeah, that's what you want. But yeah, I suppose then like once you've finished up and shake hands the degree, it's then time to go and find projects to work on. Not that you already aren't working on projects, but like I don't know, is the aim to go and find like massive touring musicals?
That would definitely be the most ideal spot. I do love working in the community, like the musical environment. I think it's just got enough moving parts to keep myself occupied and being able to do that.
Yeah.
And I think, like, with Australia coming, like, with so many new musicals just being released and so many new iterations of stuff being released, it's a good time to be getting onto, like, to getting into the space, because there's so many
I was about to say, it's a good time to be a fan or work in theatre. Like, there's
plenty
plenty
to do.
do.
I mean, like, Groundhog Day opened last night. We got a few people that I know doing that. Like, Beauty and the Beast is touring all over the place, and, like, Chicago's coming round, and, like, there's so many, like, different wild, like, Beetlejuice is coming later. And, like,
I know.
Beetlejuice
So
is going to be
excited.
fantastic. I cannot wait. It's going to be awesome. I think Dear Evan Hands is coming through with something later this year. I think
Yeah.
it's going to be good. It's, like, a really good spot, and, like, I just hope that I can just grab on to one of those and just hold it for a little bit, and just as a little, like, oh, I'd like to try this. And then if it doesn't work out, guess what? There's about, like, 10 million other things that I could possibly try my hand at. And, like, if it doesn't work in the one role that I possibly end up getting, oh, so be it. Guess what? There's another role that I can do the same thing in the same space, but just an entirely different job.
Yeah, I do love how, like, the Australian theatre space has gotten so busy that we've kind of, like, spilled out of the confines of, like, Australia at this point. I vividly remember one of my friends being very upset that Anne Juliet didn't do a lap of the country, but realistically, they went and hung around in Singapore for a little while before they came back down, because there was no theatres to come to. Like, we're at the point. And I love this about our theatre industry at this point in time, is that there are so many things going on, and there are so many people going to the theatre. I went and saw Moulin Rouge the other day in Melbourne, and it was just like, there was that theatre was full. It was sold out. Like, and I'm like, this is, like, admittedly it was Australia Day weekend. There's heaps of people around, but, like, this is like a massive, like, we're going gangbusters here. And every time I've been to the theatre, it's been packed. Like, everyone's here to come and
I
see a
think
show.
Rouge closes this week, so I can. Yeah, no, it's fantastic, so. And I know a few people on that as well. So it's just, and one of my poor friends is out with COVID this week and actually missing the final performances, and I feel for him so badly.
Oh no!
But, like, yeah, just seeing, like, a show like that close is wild, because it's been going for, like, 2.5 years, which in Australian standards is huge. Like, only show that's been, like, show that I know that has like run the longest. Well, it's closed now, obviously, but, like, was Cake is, like, the longest running Australian theatre show. I think it ran for, like, 4 to 6 years. I don't know, somewhere along those lines. But they fully just camped out where they were and just stayed there for just ages. But, like, now that theatre's being used, I think possibly for growth. Maybe, I don't know. I'll have to double check that.
Yeah.
I'm not entirely across which theatres in Melbourne are the ones. Like, my
it's
Perth gal is
confusing. I keep getting the Princess and Her Majesties, and, like, I get all the names mixed up. Whereas QPAC is easy.
Like,
Like,
we have
Queensland's great, because there's like it's one network, and it's
It's QPAC, which I think is a great name for starters. Like, Queensland has lucked out with some great snappy titles. I think the one thing that I will always be proud of WA for doing is that our aquarium is called Aqua, but it's like AQWA, and I was like, they saw an opportunity and they took it, and I was like, that is fantastic naming. Couldn't have done that better if you tried.
No. 10 out of 10.
No notes. No notes. Completely just check next.
No.
But yeah, no. WA's got lucked out with some of the naming things. It's like, what? Like, some of them are just really easy to say because you got a consonant, a vowel, and then just more letters afterwards. So, like, WASO is like our symphony orchestra and whatnot, and it's just like, it's just easy to say. It just rolls off the tongue. I feel bad for, like, New South Wales because I don't know how they name anything with NSWA. NSWA, so
I know it's great for Queensland because Q is basically Queensland's great because Q is basically a consonant, and WA is great because Y is a consonant as well. So QYO and
but just QPAC is just it's like a nice, simple, like it's compact.
My only critique about QPAC, and this is like the minorest of pet peeves, is that all of the theatres that you would want to put a show on in Brisbane exist in QPAC. So, the 4 plus the 5th theatre that's being built now. If you want to put on like a big show, people assume it's in QPAC. And it feels like then like there's a mental limitation on shows that are outside of QPAC. Sorry. So, I went and saw Cruel Intentions.
Yeah.
And Cruel Intentions was at the Fortitude Music Hall. The Fortitude Music Hall is like on a good day, it's a club. They did pub choir when it started, was at the Fortitude Music Hall. And, it's got bars and everything in bits and pieces. So it doesn't really feel like set up to be a theatre. And a lot of other, like, shows, you got to get to a theatre that's, like, not QPAC, you've got to go, like, outside of the city, which is a pain in the backside. Because, like, what I love about Melbourne is that you've got, like, 5 or 6 theatres that are, like, New York style, like, sitting on different streets around, around the CBD. Whereas Brisbane, it's like everyone goes there. So the place is, like, packed. And then there's always that natural confusion of like if something is on in our lyric theatre and there's something else playing in the Playhouse, and if they're both musicals, everyone gets really confused, and it's just
no, 100%. It's like for Perth they're kind of really spread out. There's like all our commercial musicals go through Crown, which is just it's a very wide and deep space. It's huge, and that's kind of just become the place for all commercial musicals to go through, even if they're not the best fit.
Yeah.
I think I talked about this last time, but like Come From Away and Six just didn't really like fit the vibe of.
Oh no, not whatsoever. Yeah.
It's like Six and like Come From Away is supposed to be like a really intimate sort of space, not like with like it was great that thousands of people could see the show. But, like, is Crown the best place for it? And, like, but then we've got, like, His Majesty's, which is also confusing because there's Her Majesty's and His Majesty's, and you're just like, huh?
Oh, gosh.
So His Majesty's is kind of like where all of our operas and our ballets take priority there. So they've got that space essentially to themselves. But it's a really nice, regal old theatre. It's nice. And then we got the Regal Theatre, pardon me, in Subiaco. That's a little bit on the smaller side, but still fits enough people to put on a show and make it work. Then there's like a Subi Arts Centre. And it's kind of like they're all spread out all over the place, which makes Fringe work because everything's kind of just more concentrated in the city. Yeah, there's a few here and there, like out thing, but like there's a lot of concentrated shows in the city, which is great.
Yeah, I don't know. I think the placement of theatres is such this fascinating thing. You've also been working on other projects. I'll let you explain them because I feel like you'd explain them better than I would.
Yeah, so myself, Maria from Maria Does the Arts, and Ali from Stage Manager 1618 have put together a sort of like video podcast thing. It's called Comms Check. We didn't actually decide on the name before actually filming it. We kind of decided on the name afterwards. But like Maria and I fully like met on TikTok end of last year. We kind of like, we both had like decent amount of traction on there, so we're just like, and I came across one of our videos. I'm like, hey, you seem pretty cool, what's up? I was also in bed with COVID at the time, so I had nothing else better to do. And then Maria and I proceeded to FaceTime for many hours, and she was like, I was thinking of doing this like this thing where we contact technicians from all over the shop. You down? And I'm just like, yeah, of course I'm down. You look at me. I'm not doing anything else. So we contacted Ali. We contacted a few other little people. And yeah, so I don't know when that's going to be released, but it was just an intensive 2 day, like, kind of record everything, because Maria's off working with Disney on Ice at the moment. So proud of her.
Oh, yeah.
So it's kind of like getting her on that, getting the, like, I don't know how she's managed to do it, but some of the clips that I've seen that she's edited so far are fantastic. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to kind of just sharing it, because we kind of just talk about stage management, we talk about different technical theatre things. And yeah, it's just a good, fun space that all of us have kind of like created. And yeah, we're looking forward to showing and sharing it with people. I don't think I've really like talked about it much. I've talked about it on my TikTok a little bit, but like, yeah, I'm excited to just kind of like show the world it. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
And
it's always a funny thing of like, we've created this thing, it's like our baby, but also now we've got to show the world and release it into the world.
yeah, no, it's gonna be good. It's essentially just me, Ali, and Maria just talking. It's sometimes just me and Maria just talking for just like an hour, because we can. Just talking about all things theatre, and there's some great stories like from the three of us in there. And yeah, it's just good vibes. You know, when you just go into the project and you just like, it's just good vibes all around. You're like, this is a good team. This is great. So yeah, I will definitely send across some of those details once we fully formalize when we're going to release this thing. But yeah, it's been fantastic, and I love doing it. It was great. You're going to see more of this background that Sam's got view of.
Honestly, it's a great background. It makes you look very well read.
No, this is my mother's books. There's a lot. So she's a science teacher. I love her dearly. So there's a lot of science books and a lot of fiction books. It's wild. It's a lot of stuff, but it's like a cool lot of stuff.
Yeah, amazing.
It looks like it's a good bookshelf. It's like not one of those like slightly bare bookshelves. It's like, no, it's like a very full, rustic looking bookshelf, and I love it for it.
No, yeah, I always love a full bookshelf. I feel bad when like I buy a bookshelf and I don't have books to fill it with.
Yeah.
So it's like, well then, obviously I'm going to go book shopping. What are you talking about? But yes, that's amazing. I can't wait to hear more about that. But I don't know, what was it like sitting for like 2 days of recording? That sounds like a lot of work.
Yeah, Maria is the main mastermind behind all of it. I kind of just jumped on board because it seemed like fun. But she managed to somehow get the three of us on. It was so it's us plus Ada, who we've also found on TikTok. She's lovely, and Maria somehow managed to find multiple hours that myself, Maria, Ali, and Ada were all able to like FaceTime together. Why?
That's amazing.
Like, she made the most beautiful Google form I've seen in my entire life, like highlighting what hours we were available and whatnot. I did do 2 very early mornings. I was very tired, you could tell. And like when the videos come out, you'll be definitely able to pinpoint which ones I did very early mornings for.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, it kind of worked, and it was great. And yeah, we were just able to talk about, like, it was just the most beautiful planning I've ever seen in my life. And I was like, I'm very proud of you for this. This is great. It like had a drop down menu, what hours were available, and then it kind of just spat out the times, and we kind of just recorded. I think max I did was 2 sessions back to back. And then there were 2 that I weren't able to go to that didn't end up happening just because more life stuff popped up for everyone. And that's like kind of what happens. And you're like, that's okay. So hopefully we get to a point where we're able to do a second season, just film a second season, have it in the bank. I wish I could help Maria with the editing stuff because she's doing a lot. And
yeah.
But yeah, no, she's absolutely fantastic. I love her so much.
Admittedly, when you've got like a mountain of editing to do, it almost becomes therapeutic. Like it just is like, I've got this really consistent thing to do in my spare time.
Yeah, no, it's great. And just the way that she's been putting this stuff together has been fantastic. I have been mocking the Americans a little bit because of their accent, but that's just because I could.
Yeah.
If you got to America,
When given the opportunity, do
exactly,
it. Yeah.
if you've got like a Californian and someone from Wisconsin in the same video call, of course you're gonna mock them a little bit. Like Maria's sitting there with a cheese hat, and I was like, of course I'm gonna make fun of your cheese hat because it's a cheese hat.
Don't wear a cheese hat in a video call. That just gives fire to the Australians.
No, Maria has genuinely been one of my favorite people that has come into my life recently. Like, it's just been her favorite holiday is Groundhog Day. Prior to knowing Maria, I did not know a single thing about Groundhog Day, but now I've just been flooded with so many TikToks about it. It's Maria texts me going, "It's Groundhog Day." I'm like, I am very aware now. Thank you. And I think the name of this gopher is so long. I don't even know how to say it. It's like Puxatawny Phil or something. But there's so many consonants in that first name. I'm just like, okay, great, cool, you can say that. But it's like if he sees his shadow or not. And I'm like, I know that the majority of us associate Groundhog Day with the old Bill Murray movie.
Yeah.
But like, It's like, does he see his shadow? I'm like, how do you know if the gopher sees its shadow? Like, But apparently he didn't. And that means an early spring. Or he did, and that means the end result is early spring. And I'm like, okay, great. And then, yeah, it's the wildest. It's so.
I've just never been. There are some traditions that I'm like, does this make sense? Are we all just like having a fever dream?
No, like it's just such an American holiday. Like I have not.
Yeah.
It's just like, what is this? I'm so confused.
Yep, I agree. It's so hard to like tell as well. It's like, are the Americans taking the piss, or are we like are we being tricked?
I don't know. Like, how do you come up with that? Is my real question. How? What are you doing? Who invented this? But I mean,
yeah, I agree.
Good on you. You managed to make some good merch out of it. You managed to make like a whole like theme park about it. Happy for you, mate.
Yeah.
Great. Cool. Have fun with your early spring.
Yeah. Very confusing. I suppose that's the other thing. You've through obviously your content creation, and obviously your connections within the industry as well. You've been able to connect with a whole bunch of more people and really kind of bounce off each other.
Yeah, I'm very lucky that my content creation ended up becoming a beautiful thing. Like I'm definitely needing to record more, but I just have not had the brain space to be able to, just because there's a few other things going on, and that's fine. Life happens. But I'm looking forward to getting back into recording more because I do genuinely love it. It's great fun. It's like a cool little creative outlet that I've got, and it's kind of just like my little corner of just stuff, and it's great.
Yeah.
And it's really wild because we're coming up on the 2-year anniversary of me going viral initially. Like the first video that I went that like is sitting at like 500,000 views was like came out nearly 2 years ago. So it's kind of wild to just kind of like see the progression that we've come. And I was like, I'm looking forward to like having like reminiscing a little bit from like when it first came out, because it was just the wildest thing. It kind of just blew up, and I'm like, oh wow, this is a thing now. And like I still occasionally get recognized in Perth for it, and I was like, this is what do you like? People come up to me and it's like, are you on TikTok? And I'm like, yes. And they're like, oh, I love your videos. I'm like, I had no clue that. Okay, great. The most common comment when people come across me in person is like, I thought you were from like America or like Melbourne, and I'm just like, no, I am Perth girl through and through.
So about to say, don't participate in this Perth erasure.
No, it's been great. I'm like, I thought the amount of Whopper videos gave it away that I was definitely in Perth, but like, what? But yeah, no, since a lot of my stuff is lip syncing to just sounds and whatnot, I'm just like, I get that my accent is fully hidden just through that, and it could be a random American making videos in their living room because they could. But yeah, no, I'm looking. I'm definitely going to try and film some tonight with just end of pseudo and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Like leading forward towards this year. There's been a push on TikTok for more like landscape creation. I was like,
I know, what is with this whole landscape thing?
I don't know, but like it's like videos over a minute long that are filmed on a landscape thing and going to get boosted views. I'm like, I would not mind trying that out. And like, I think having a platform where I can explore stage management and just like behind the scenes theater stuff, it's a really unique niche that I've got, and I'm so proud of the community that I've kind of like grown by myself. It's kind of like I did that. I put all these people in Seth's butt. Yeah, it's just, it gives me warm and fuzzy feelings, and then like opportunities like this come out of it, or like opportunities.
I know.
Like, podcasting and like opportunities to like go backstage and see like do shows and whatnot. It's like it's all come out of me creating silly little videos in my living room.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of amazing, and it's just like oftentimes you forget that the silly little videos, like people see them.
Yeah,
it was funny. Like I obviously starting a new organization, working in media, it's like, do you know our like social media policy, bits and pieces? It's like, oh wait, people do actually perceive me as like a human being on the internet, and I do need to like be careful on what I say and what I do and bits and pieces. And it's just sometimes I forget that like people do like I've been posting more often on my personal Instagram, and I just like forget that like my family and friends are like still consistently like, you know, when they see my posts, and they will like them and comment and like check in on me when I post regularly. And it's like, oh wait, people perceive me.
Yeah. And it's just like I had like 150,000 people watch me paint a door. Like what? Like, huh? Like I was not, out of all the videos that I expected to blow up during that section of time, the door video, 100% no. I was like, oh, this is just me painting a door because I think it's annoying. It was this whole thing. It was like this brown door in like a black box theater, and it was just, you had to have like a curtain over it all the time. There was an exit sign, whole thing. And we've been trying to like get permission to paint this door for many, many years. And then I was the one to crack the code and actually paint the door. So I've definitely left my mark at Whopper, even though we're moving to the city in like 2 years and it's only going to be appreciated by like 2 more lots of people.
Yeah,
I still painted that door, and that is my door.
This gives the vibes. The whole painting the door thing reminded me of that movie Paint Drying that was released last year. That's 10 hours and 7 minutes long. And it's this guy who just paints this wall, and then you just watch the paint dry.
I don't know whether that's genius or really, really dumb.
It's just amazing. I love it. I love
this.
I guess. Sorry, I've opened up the Wikipedia page for paint drying. Running time, 607 minutes. Country, United Kingdom. Budget, £5,936. Someone spent
I don't know how much money you would make off that. Would you put it in the theatre and just be like, hey, I want you to run this possibly looped... What they could have done is...
So he created the film in 2016 to protest against film censorship in the United Kingdom, and sometimes prohibitive cost to independent filmmakers to like classify films and like meet requirements for classification.
I mean, classy way to do it, but like you could have just looped a thing. Like you could have just filmed like 2 minutes of it and looped it. You didn't have to actually sit there for 10 hours or however long it actually is. But like you could have just looped it.
I would like to say that this Wikipedia article has 41 citations. It's like a proper... I'll link this down in the description. This is a proper, like, Wikipedia article. I'm almost mad.
I want a Wikipedia page.
Yes, please.
Hopefully.
I saw that. That was the weird thing. I was like working in the public space. I saw one of my friends who, like, I worked with a couple years ago, and she's now working as a professional journalist. She has like a Google page now, like saying who she is, and like with her headshot and everything in it. I'm like, shit, this is real.
Yeah, no, it's
like
wild.
it's kind of scary.
I got some professional
yeah.
photos taken while I was on Cats. I like rang with the photographer that we had that was taking. I'm like, Stephen, can I please get some nice photos of me actually doing my job?
Yeah.
Because I was standing up the back in a box. So I like had my iPhone on. Oh, I don't know why I said iPhone like that. Oh yeah, I had my iPhone. I had my phone. It's a phone. I had my phone rested up against the glass of the bio box, and Stephen just took photos of me. I'm like, this was great. I now have photos that I can use instead of like. There was like opportunities to take headshots early in the year, but it just didn't really gel with me.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, why would I have this photo when I can actually have a photo of me doing my job?
Yeah, exactly.
So it's kind of like on everything now. It's kind of like, here, I had these like 6 photos that were taken of me during this show. It was during Cats. So I just fully just grabbed some photos during Cats. So I'm appreciative of Cats for giving me the opportunity to get me some nice photos of me doing my job.
Cats delivering in unexpected ways.
Exactly. I have Cats to thank for a lot of things, but like, which is not a sentence I thought I would say anytime soon.
No, I don't think so.
But
let's be honest.
I'm just glad that I got my opportunity to do Cats during my uni years, so it's not like that impending doom of like, oh, I have to do Cats once in my lifetime. Oh no, it's still coming. It's kind of like, okay, I've done Cats, I don't need to do it again.
Yeah,
exactly.
exactly.
There's this weird thing that like most people will end up doing Cats in their lifetime somehow, somewhere, somehow. There's always just a production of Cats on somewhere, and then like just a weird amount of people get roped into it, and I'm like, well, I'm glad that the time that I did do it, it was a different approach and production, and I did it with a lot of like friends, and it was good. It was a good environment, and I got a good call out of it. So yeah, I'm glad I did it when I did it.
Yeah, exactly. It's one of those things. You've got to watch it, do it, be a part of it. It's
time and place. It was just the perfect time and place to do it. It kind of just worked.
Yeah.
And you're like, yay, glad that worked. Let's tie it up in a bow and just send it off to never be seen again. But yeah, it was good.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming on Content Capable. It's been lovely to chat and be here.
Absolutely. Well, I'm just going to tag link myself in, drop some things.
Go ahead.
I am now, Jem does stage management on everything. So Insta, TikTok, find me. Not creepily, just search my name up on the internet.
It's a challenge, except it's not a challenge.
I will be consistently moving if someone does try to find me. Insta, TikTok, find me. Hope you'll get some updates on the new video podcast that me and Maria will put out. Yeah, I hope that you like some of my content. Go for your life.
Is there anything that you've been reading, watching, listening to that you wanted to plug?
I finally got round to watching The Bear, and it was fantastic. I loved it. Like, I've worked hospo for a bit, but haven't really worked in the kitchen environment, so it was like interesting seeing the flip side of that. I'm like, that was cool. I like that. What other TV shows have I been like? Oh, and Drag Race, obviously, because I love Drag Race. Drag Race is just, it's such a wild TV show. You sit there going, wow, this is wild.
Yeah,
Drag Race
I
is
love
great.
it. keeping with the bear theme, I think I'm going to plug this week Cocaine Bear, the movie. It's a wild ride. Watch it. It's not as... I don't like horror. I don't like suspense. I don't like thriller. This, I had my jaw open. I was giggling. It is more comedy, I find, than horror, thriller movie.
Yeah.
I loved it. It's amazing.
Yeah.
I know this has probably been plugged to death, but it's so good.
Yeah. I think I can't normally do horror thriller. I love Jurassic Park. It is one of my favorite movies of all time, and it's classified as a thriller. And I'm sick. I just like the dinosaurs so too much.
I can't do Jurassic Park. I struggle.
No,
which I'm sure if my family ever listened to this podcast, they'd try to disown me. At least my extended family, because they love Jurassic Park.
Yeah, no, it was very ahead of its time, and I very much appreciate the filmmaking and all the animatronics and stuff for what it is. But I could go on for hours about that movie, so before we do that, I think it's a good idea to wrap up.
Yes, definitely. You can find me at sam.the.journalist on Instagram and on TikTok. You can find me at, you can find the podcast, at Content, the letter N, Capable on Instagram. We're also on Threads on Facebook. Check us out there. Thank you so much, Jemma, for joining me. It's been so much fun chatting and catching up with you.
Thanks for having me. I really appreciate it.
Content and Capable was recorded, edited and produced by Samuel O'Brien. You can follow the podcast at Content, the letter N, Capable on Instagram, and you can find it on Facebook. You can also send an email through to contentandcapablepod@gmail.com with any of your thoughts, queries or concerns. The best way to support the podcast is to leave a review on your preferred podcatcher so more people can hear the podcast. The art was done by Opia, and the music was written, edited and produced by Jason Hilton. Content and Capable is proud to be a part of the Deus Ex Media Network, where you can find a podcast for any of your nerdy interests.
Charlie, I'm so glad I found you. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. The break was hard, but I'm not injured.
Thank the gods. What do we do now?
Okay, Ray, I need you to listen to me. There's only one book left, and I know it's going to be hard, but we have to get through it.
I know. Okay, I'm going to run out and start reading.
Good plan. Okay. I'll start emailing guests.
Charlie, no! You're an introvert!
It's okay. I can do this.
Remember me, Charlie!
I love you, buddy!
For Rick!
Check out Of the Eldest Gods. Episodes every Thursday, now covering Book 5 of Percy Jackson and the Olympians, The Last Olympian.
Thank you for listening to Content and Capable. Don't forget to rate and review, and we'll see you next week for another episode.
Deus Ex Media.
Gosh, that's aggressive.